When can you miss it, folks? As the games are coming thick and fast over in La Liga. Match number 28 has just been concluded. Match number 29 is less than 24 hours away. We've got those predictions coming up, and of course, the results from this past weekend. How did you get on, and how did I get on? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're going to take a look at match day number 29 over in España. That's right, take a little look at the Liga situation in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, La Liga related, world football related. We're going to know here, boys. Under one. That's right, under one. Rufsky. Yeah, before we jump into that, he's back! That's right, we have a new Patreon, or should we say a returning Patreon. That's right, let's give him a round of applause. It is LG and Cow is back as a Patreon, so respect to my brother. He makes number 10 for the Patreons. You could be number 11. That's what all you got to do is check out the description. Links to my Patreon account, and you can support the channel in another way, boys. The goal was to get 10 patrons. This is the second time we've done it because we did lose a couple, and now hopefully we can kick on and have a family. A family. That's right. You guys are my family. So big shout out. Let's give a big shout out to the rest of the patrons. Russell Frost, Cody Cahoe, Tom Clark, Tom Beresford, John Spurn, he is the legend, Aztec Marketing Mark, No Code Drinker, Daniel Mellor, shortly, quite recently, Bianca Muller, but now, James Kimgra, aka LG and Cam. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. He does football vids as well. You might find it to your liking. He does support Manchester City, so yeah, you know what I mean. You know, but also a Hibs fan, so that's cool. That's cool. We like a bit of Hibs action. Anyway, how did you guys get on this past match day number 28? Because match day 29 is less than 24 hours away, so we got to get into it. Can't waste no more time, no more jibber jabber. Let's jump in. So this is what we are talking about. Jawohl, not jawohl. Si, senorita. Yeah, it's La Liga. Let's get into it then. This is the criteria 0 to 3. You're in the shit-faced gang. If you get 4 to 7, you're in the straight-faced club. 8+, you're in the top banana. And I don't think there's any of those. It's been another flopsy weekend out in Spain. Let's have a look at how I got on before we jump in and take a look at how you guys got on. So it all kicked off once again over in La Liga on Thursday, the 11th of June, where Sevilla took on Betis. It's a bit of a derby, that bad boy. Ended up as a 2-0 win for Sevilla. Goals on the day, Lucas Campos and Fernando getting on the score sheet. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Sevilla, so it ain't too shabby on that bad boy. Next up, it was Granada, they took on Getafe in the Battle of the G's. That ended up as a 2-1 win for Granada. That's right. I actually went with a 1-1 draw. Goals on that day. Dijan Dakanum with a big fat OG. Carlos Fernandez with the winner for Granada. David Timor, the one and only goal for Getafe. Next up was Valencia up against Levante, the Battle of the Bats. End up all square, 1-1. Roger Marino on the score sheet for Valencia. Gonzalo Morello on the score sheet for Levante. Roger Marti getting himself sent off in the 74th minute. All the drama happening in the last 15 minutes on that one. I actually went with a 2-0 win. Got the right amount of goals, but I didn't distribute them correctly, so wrong. Next up, Espanyol did beat Deportivo Alavés, which is good. I'm happy with that because Espanyol, I don't want to see them go down. I don't. They've had a right nightmare season, competed on multiple fronts. Last season they were battling for Europa, but now they're battling for survival. Anyway, they big massive win for them. 2-0 win over Alavés. Goals from Wu Lee, like him, Bernardo Espinosa as well. Fernando Pacheco get himself sent off for Alavés. 2-0 was the final score in that one. I actually went with a 1-0 win, so ain't too shabby. Next up, it was Celta Vigo. They took on Villarreal. Ended up as a 1-0 win. Late goal in that one. Manu Tigros with the 1-0 goal. 0-0 for me. So I was close. I was very close to getting that one bang on the nose, but unfortunately wrong. Next up was Deportivo Leganés. They took on who did they take on? Real Valladolid. That ended up as a 2-1 win for Valladolid. The visitors Enes Unal, Ruben Alcaraz on the score sheet. Oscar Rodriguez, the one and only goal for Deportivo. Actually went with a 1-0 win, so not too shabby for me. In fact, terrible. Next up, Mallorca got spanked by Barcelona 4-0 in the end. Vidal, Braithwaite, Alba and Messi on the score sheet. Actually went with a 3-0 win, so ain't too shabby on that one. Athletic Bilbao took on Atletico Madrid. That ended up as all square, 1-1. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Madrid. The goals on the day were Diego Costa and Ike Muniran for Bilbao to make it all square. And Real Madrid did take on Eibar 3-1 in the end. What did I go with on this one? I actually went with a 2-0 win. So Cruz, Ramos, Marcelo on the score sheet for Pedro Biagas on the score sheet for Eibar. And wrapping it all Real Sociedad and Osasuna do get to a 1-1 draw. Andrea Lopez on the penalty spot. And Mikel Olazabal on the score sheet for Sociedad. I actually went with a 2-0 win. Got the right amount of goals. But ultimately, I did okay. I just scraped through into the straight-face gang. Now, how about you guys? Well, we'll take a look at it in just a second. This is the situation out in La Liga at the moment. Barcelona lead the way still by 2 points over Real Madrid. Sevilla are in second, a good 9 points adrift of Real Madrid. And Sociedad are in fourth. Atlético Madrid and Getafe failed to take advantage of those slipped up points by Sociedad, so it's all square, all up for grabs, especially into this crazy old match week. So how about you guys? How did you get on? Let's take a little look at it, shall we? Yannick Bustler did pretty well for himself. Vincent Hong, not too shabby. Costas K also did pretty well. Ili Muchoro did no ser. Isse did absolutely gash. Sorry, son. Kevin Wright, you also did pretty poop. Marius Christensen, not too shabby. Victor Fisher did absolute tits. Shane O'Donnell, you did pretty not too bad as well. Robert Hollis with an edit, not too shabby. Football Madrid did gash, but he only did a few predictions. Omar Esquivel did pretty not too shabby. And over here, Bianca Moller, unfortunately, but she's a Patreon. She's going to get a round of applause just because, but you did pretty poop. Moving on, we don't want to talk about that. Thibaut Benedict Moriane, you did pretty shit. Cody Cahoe, though, round of applause for my Patreon brother. That's right, and you did top as well. Reed, not too bad. Joachim Johansson, another round of applause. Well done, son. Become a Patreon. That's it. Respect to my brother. Where are we? Christoph Senko, not too shabby. Who's this football mapper, not too shabby. Rhys Grange, we'll get to you in a minute, Rhys Grange and Carl BTW, absolute shockeroonies. It's going to be a crazy old week over in La Liga with at least one football game every single day this week, and it actually means we're probably going to overlap prediction videos, probably have another one on Wednesday, even though this match day is yet to be completed. I don't know how we're all going to work it out, but we're going to just have to deal with it. It's the problem of having too much football. I don't care. Anyway, Levante up against Sevilla. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So the past 6 encounters sees 4 wins for Sevilla, 1 win for Levante, 1 draw. They played over in Sevilla twice already this season. Once in the Cup, 3-1 win for Sevilla. Once in the league, 1-0 win for Sevilla. The last time they played in Levante was a 6-2 win for Sevilla. That was all the way back in 2018. Goal scorers on that day, Wissam Ben Heyeda with a hat-trick, Daniel Carrico, Andre Silva and Pablo Sarribiba on the score sheet for Sevilla. Roger Marti was the one and only goal scorer for Levante, plus Moses Simon. Completely forgot about him. Anyway, heading into this, of course, first game back, Sevilla picked up a 2-0 win against Betis. Meanwhile, Levante picked up another draw. They've actually just won once in the past 5 games, and that was against Real Madrid. Would you believe it? Meanwhile, Sevilla looking decent over the past 4 games, picking up 2 wins and 2 draws heading into Sevilla. Sevilla have actually won their last 4 matches against Levante in all competitions. Have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 5 matches in La Liga. The bookmakers' odds on this one: 4-1 for Levante, 5-3 on for Sevilla, 16-5 is the draw. A win for Sevilla, who currently find themselves in 3rd. Could see them close the gap in on a possibly late push for 2nd spot, but it'd be basically securing their spot in 3rd place. Meanwhile, a win for Levante all the way down in 12th spot could see them rise above Osasuna in 11th. I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-0 win for Sevilla. They'll take the points, they'll take the 3 points, and maybe strengthen their hold on a Champions League spot. Next up, who do we have? We have Real Betis up against Granada. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Betis, 2 wins for Granada, and 2 draws. Even Stevens across the board. They did play in Granada this season. It was a 1-0 win for Granada. The one and only goal scorers Alvaro Valdillo on the 61st minute. The last time they played in Betis was a 2-2 draw all the way back in 2016. Betis have actually scored at least 2 goals in 6 of the last 7 home matches, but Granada have actually failed to win 10 of the last 11 away matches. Heading into this, though, Granada are on a very, very good bit of form, at least unbeaten in 6 games, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws in that cluster. Meanwhile, Betis have only won once in the past 6 games, and that was against Real Madrid. Everyone's picking up points against Real Madrid, except for Real Madrid. The bookmakers' odds on this one, 10-11 on for a victory for Real Betis. 5-2 is the draw, 3-1 is the away win. A win for Real Betis in 13th could see them rise above Osasuna into 11th. A win for Granada, who currently find themselves into 9th, could see them rise above Valencia into 7th. Oh, crazy old football this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Betis and maybe make a late push up that table. Next up, we have Getafe up against Espanyol strugglers. Again, I don't want to see Espanyol lose this one, but this one's going to be a bit of a tough one to boot. Of course, Getafe with Europa League things on the brain. When that's going to get back onto the agenda, who knows? But anyway, they picked up 3 wins at the past 6 games against Espanyol. They've drawn 2 and they've lost 1. That'll 0-1 loss was all the way back in 2017 in Espanyol. They did play already in this season in Espanyol. It was a 1-1 draw. The goal scorers on that day, Roulé for Espanyol and Jamie Mata for Getafe. The last time played in Getafe was a 3-0 win back in 2018. Getafe have actually won the last 4 home matches against Espanyol in all competitions, and they've also kept a clean sheet in 6 of the last 8 matches in the league. Heading into this, though, Espanyol, of course, buoyed on by that victory against Deportivo Alavés just this weekend. They come into this just 1 defeat of the past 4, so maybe a little bit of positivity running through their veins. The same can be said for Getafe as well, 1 win in the past 4 in all competitions. That includes a defeat to Ajax in the Europa League. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds taking place on Tuesday the 16th. Where are we? 11-10 as a victory for Getafe. 23-10 is the draw. 16-5 is the away win for Espanyol. They currently come into this 20 points, 20th in the table, 23 points on the board. A win away from going as high as 17th. That's out of the relegation zone. Come on, Espanyol. Meanwhile, the win for Getafe, who currently find themselves in 5th, could leapfrog Real Sociedad into the Champions League spots. A lot on the table. I'm going to go with the 2-2 draw in this one. Everybody will be happy with that, I think. A valuable away point for Espanyol. Next up, we have Villarreal taking on Mallorca. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Villarreal and 3 wins for Mallorca. 1 draw along the way. They played in Mallorca earlier in the season, around about November. Lago Jr., Danny Rodriguez, both won the penalty spot for Mallorca. Takefusa Kubo from open play. Santi Cazorla got the 1 and only goal for Villarreal. The last time they played in Villarreal was a 2-0 win for the hosts way back in 2011. Villarreal are undefeated in the last 8 home matches against Mallorca in all competitions. Heading into this, though, just 1 win in the past 4 for Villarreal, and that was just last time out against Celta Vigo. Meanwhile, Mallorca, 1 win the past 4 games heading into this. That was against Eibar all the way back in March. Bookmakers' odds on this one, 8-15 on red hot favourites Villarreal. 10-3 is the draw. 9-2 is the away win. A win for Mallorca in 18th could see them rise above Eibar into 16th. A win for Villarreal in 8th could see them rise above Valencia into 7th. What have I gone on this one? Chaps, what have I gone on this one? I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Villarreal. They'll take the points, they'll move up the table, and they'll be happy with that. Next up, we have, of course, champions at the moment. Barcelona up against Leganés. The last 6 encounters sees 5 wins for Barcelona and 1 win for Leganés. That win for Leganés was all the way back in 2018 in Leganés, but the last time they played at the Camp Nou was in the Cup this season. In fact, this year, in January, it was a 5-0 win for Barcelona. Goal scorers on that day, Messi with a brace, Arthur, Clement Lenglet and Anton Griezmann on the score sheet. Meanwhile, heading into this, Barcelona have actually only won twice at the past 4 games, picking up a draw against Napoli and a defeat against Real Madrid. Meanwhile, Leganés have actually won once in the past 5 games, 6 games even. That was against Villarreal shortly before the lockdown. Heading into this, Barcelona have actually won 7 of the last 8 matches against Leganés in all competitions and are undefeated in the last 26 home matches, so they'll fancy their chances. The bookmakers' odds 6-1 on red hot favourites Barcelona, 30-2 is the draw, 12-1 for the away win for Leganés. That's the last game on Tuesday. Heading into this, though, a win for Leganés in 19th could see them rise above Celta Vigo into 17th. A win for Barcelona could extend the lead to 5 points above Real Madrid, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Of course, I'm going to go with Barcelona on this one with a 3-0 comfortable win at home. Next up, we have Eibar up against Atlético Bilbao. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters see 0 wins for Eibar, 2 wins for Bilbao, 4 draws. They did play in Bilbao earlier in the season. It was a 0-0 draw, a snore fest, I must say. The last time they played in Eibar was all the way back in 2018, so they actually played each other 4 times since they last played in Eibar. And that, my friends, was a draw. That's right, 1-1 back in 2018. Charles from the penalty spot in Inaki Williams for Bilbao. Heading into this, Bilbao just lost once in the past 4 games, and that was against Granada. Meanwhile, Eibar have just won once in the past 6 games. That was against Levante, both on the same day. Eibar have actually lost the last 5 of the last 6 matches, and that's pretty much all I could say about that. Heading into this, taking place on Wednesday, the 17th of June, 11-5 for Eibar, 2-1 is the draw, 7-5 is the away win, and win for Bilbao. Could see them rise from top 10 to as high as 8th. A win for Eibar, who are in 16th spot. Can't go anywhere really, but close the gap potentially into a 15th spot for Deportivo Alavés in the coming days. What have I gone on this one? I think I've gone with a 2-1 win for Bilbao. That's correct. Next up we have... Who are these? It's Real Valladolid up against Celta Vigo. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Valladolid, 2 wins for Vigo, and 2 draws. They played in Celta Vigo early in the season. It was a 0-0 draw, and the last time they played in Valladolid was Not a draw, my friends. It was a 2-1 win for Valladolid. Oscar Plano and Keko on the score sheet for Valladolid. Piano Schusto on the score sheet for Celta Vigo. Wesley Hoodett get himself sent off as well for Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo actually drawn the last 3 away matches in La Liga, and they've also failed to score in the last 3 matches as well. So basically 0-0 draws. That's what you're telling me, folks. That's what you're telling me. Anyway, heading into this, they've only lost once in the past 6 games in across all competitions. That was last time out against Villarreal. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Valladolid have actually just won. Well, they've won twice in the past 6, picking up wins against Espanyol and Leganés last time out. Bookmakers odds taking place on Wednesday. It is 21-10 for Valladolid, 2-1 on 2-1 for the draw, 6-4 for the away win for Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo can find themselves 17th at the table, win away from going up to 16th. Meanwhile, a win for Valladolid in 14th could see them rise above to Osasuna into 11th spot. I've gone with a cheeky 0-0 draw on this one. Can't separate 2 sides. Smells like a draw. Smells like a bit of a snore fest, if I'm honest with you. Next up, though, we have Osasuna. They're taking on Atlético Madrid. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Osasuna, 6 wins for Atlético Madrid, and 0 draws. You got to go all the way back to 2014 for Osasuna's last victory. That was in Osasuna. Alvaro Cajero, Ilmanio Armentos, Roberto Torres on the score sheet for Osasuna that day. They did play early in the season, though. In Madrid, it was a 2-0 win. Alvaro Morata and Saul Nigares on the score sheet for Atletico Madrid. Atletico have actually kept this clean sheet in their last 3 matches against Osasuna. They've also won 7 of the last 8 matches against Osasuna. They've also drawn their last 3 away matches in La Liga, so they might fancy, at least getting something out of it. So unbeaten in 6 for Atletico Madrid, whereas Osasuna have actually lost once in the past 3, and that was against Sevilla before the lockdown. Heading into this match takes place on a Wednesday as well. 4-1 for Osasuna, 9-4 is the draw, 5-4 on a win for Atletico Madrid. They are coming to the 6th in the table, win away from going up to 4th. That's Champions League territory. A win for Osasuna, who are currently 11th, because they rise above Bilbao into 10th. I'm going to go with Madrid on this one with a 3-1 win, comfortable in the end. Into the final 2 now, we have Deportivo Alavés taking on my boys Real Sociedad. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Alavés, 4 wins for Sociedad and 1 draw. They played in Sociedad earlier in the season. It was a 3-0 win. Mikel Olazabal with a brace, William Jose as well, sandwiched in between those 2 goals. Manuel Garcia getting himself sent off for Alavés. The last time they played in Alavés was a 1-0 win as well for Sociedad in the league, that is, way back 2019. Manny Garcia again in the highlights. Heading into this, of course, Sociedad slipped up last time out, only a draw against Osasuna. It's actually 1 win, 1 defeat in the past 5 games for them. That was against Barcelona before the lockdown. Meanwhile, Deportivo Alavés heading into this without a win in 3, actually one win in the past 5 games, and that was against Bilbao before the lockdown back in February. The bookmakers' odds on this one taking place. When are you taking place, Sunshine? You're taking place on Thursday. It's 14-5 for Alavés, 5-2 is draw, 19-20 on for a Sociedad victory. A win for them in 4th, could see them rise above Sevilla into 3rd. A win for Deportivo Alavés in 15th, could see them rise above Osasuna into 11th. I'm going to stick with my boys on this one, 2-1 win in the end. And right at the bottom there, we have Real Madrid up against Valencia, of course, the game of the weekend or the midweek. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Madrid, 1 win for Valencia and 2 draws. The last time Valencia were victorious was in Valencia. It was a 2-1 win back in 2019. However, the last 6 encounters between Real Madrid and Valencia in Real Madrid has been 3 wins for Real Madrid and 3 draws. They did play earlier in the season. It was a 3-1 win for Real Madrid in the Cup, and they also duked it out to a 1-1 draw in the league in Valencia. Goal scorers in the Cup victory was Toni Kroos, Zikio, Luka Modric, and Daniel Pereiro with a penalty for Valencia. Heading into this, Valencia actually just won once in the past 6 games. That was against Betis in the league. Meanwhile, Real Madrid have actually only won twice in the past 5. That was against Barcelona and Eibar. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds on this one taking place on Thursday, 11-4 on for Real Madrid, 15-4 draw, 7-1 is the away win. A win for Real Madrid could see him go top of the table, folks. A win for Valencia in 7th could see him rise above Getafe into 5th spot. I know you can't see it. But I'm going to go with a cheeky 3-1 win for Real Madrid. Now, that is my pickaroonies. Make sure you get your own pickaroonies in the old comment section down below, and I can take a little look at them midweek. Now, we are looking at possibly doing the next match day, probably on Wednesday, on the conclusion of the games on Wednesday. So the games on Thursday will not have been, we will not be able to calculate them, but we may be overlapping them and may redo them or something like that. So get your predictions in for that, and then we can talk again. Anyway, let's just say between you and I, all of this magic comes on in. This, my friends, is what the table would look like at the end of it. Barcelona would be top of the pops with 64 points. Madrid in second with 62. Sevilla are in third. Sociedad in fourth. Down the bottom would be Leganés, Espanyol and Mallorca. They were going into Segundo Division. And that, my friends, is it. Matchday number 29 coming at you. Make sure you get your predictions in for matchday number 29. Be around for matchday 30 midweek. Yeah, and of course, big shout out once again. Thank you so much, Patrons, for supporting the channel in another way. I do appreciate it. You are my buddies for life now, forever. Whenever I get situated in North Carolina in a couple of years, I'll say, come on over and you can have a meal at my house. Maybe even sleep in the basement. Yeah, I don't know. We could sort it all out. We could sort it all out. Yeah. And then also, yeah, make sure you check out the description for the link for the Patreon if you want to join the exclusive VIP gang of Patreons, boys and girls. That's right. And of course, check out the Twitter, check out the Facebook. I'm rebooting the Facebook for next season. And of course, we're going to be. I'm on the Instagram now. Make sure you check that son of a gun out. But until then, boys, just keep watching some football. It's coming at you thick and fast. We got Rovers at this week. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Respect to my brothers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon. Until then. Oh! Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.